Hello friends, welcome to Learn Instrumentation. Today we are going to discuss instrumentation interview questions and answers. So video is going to be very helpful for you. Our first question is, what is the difference between valve positioner and I2P converter? Look friends, valve positioner and I2P converter are related to control valve. First we will discuss what is IP converter. Here I means current and P means pressure. So it is an instrument that is used to convert current signal into pressure signal. When we use PLC DCS or PID controller to operate a control valve, then 4 to 20 milliampere signal is sent. Now control valve is operated by pneumatic signal. So we need to change this current signal into pneumatic or pressure signal. So we need I2P converter. It is an I2P converter. If we talk about positioner means to position. It positions the control valve according to this signal 0 to 100%. Look friends, in some systems I2P converter and valve positioner are used separately. But in some systems, I2P converter and valve positioners are used in combined, and this type of positioner is known as electropneumatic positioner. Nowadays, electropneumatic positioner becomes smart, so we use smart valve positioner. In smart valve positioner, we can also take valve feedback into account. So you people reply whether I2P converter or valve positioners are used in your industry, or electropneumatic positioner or smart positioner is used in your industry. Let's move further, and the second question is, why is the equal percentage flow characteristic control valve more preferred in industry? So first we will discuss what is equal percentage flow characteristic control valve. Look friends, control valve flow characteristics are of three types: linear, equal, and quick opening. And we can recognize the control valve according to its plug. Okay. So these type of valves are used according to their applications. Suppose valve is installed in a pipeline and fluid flows through it. If fluid flows through it have linear characteristic, then we will use linear type control valve. So friends, this is the one reason for using equal percentage flow characteristic control valve is that most of the processes are non-linear. So we will use this equal type control valve. Equal percentage means valve is opening equally according to the signal. At 10%, valve will open 10%, and at 20%, valve will open 20%, and at 100%, valve will open 100%. So these types of valves provide precise control when flow is less. Up to 10 to 20% of valve opening. And when valve opens fully, they will work at full capacity. So you people reply, linear percentage control valve is used in your industry or equal percentage control valve is used in your industry. If you want PDF for this content, you can join our membership program. Now the next question is, what is control valve stroking test? To understand the stroking test, we need to understand what is stroke. Look friends, stroke means the full range of travel. And we all know that control valve travels from 0% to 100%. It opens from 0% to 100%. So full range of travel is 0% to 100%. So stroking test will be a test in which we will test a control valve for 0% to 100%. Now to perform stroking test, we will use PLC DCS or a controller, and we will put this controller in manual mode, and we will operate control valve 0% to 100%. Likewise, we will operate control valve 0% and we will check the opening of control valve whether it is 0% or not. At 25%, we will check its opening whether it is 25% or not. Similarly, at 50% and at 75%, we will check the opening of control valve. So by this test, it will be clear that control valve is opening according to the signal or not. So we can also test that actuator is working okay or not, or valve positioner is working okay or not, whether it needs calibration or not. Look friends, stroking test is performed for commissioning and at maintenance time. At that time, we need to check that control valve is working according to that signal or not. Here, at 4 milliampere, control valve will operate 0%, and at 20 milliampere, control valve will operate 100%. Now the next important question is, what is cold junction compensation in a thermocouple and what does it mean? Look friends, it is a very important question. Let's discuss it. If we talk about thermocouple contains two wires, and these two wires are of different materials. And thermocouple is used to measure the temperature, and thermocouple's one end remains at measuring side and this end is also known as hot junction, and another end remains at reference side and this is also known as cold junction. Output of thermocouple is in millivolts, and these millivolts are proportional to temperature at hot junction minus temperature at cold junction. Okay, here one point, please note it down. Technically cold junction is at 0 degrees Celsius, but thermocouple cold junction is at environment temperature. Now suppose here temperature is 300 degrees Celsius, okay, and here temperature is suppose 25 degrees Celsius. So millivolts will be proportional to 300 minus 25. That means millivolts will be according to 275 degrees Celsius, but millivolts must be according to 300 degrees Celsius because we are measuring this temperature. Here we need to compensate this temperature. Okay, so at controller side we will use cold junction compensation, and if we are measuring the temperature of thermocouple using multimeter, then we will add environment temperature to that temperature. Now the next and important question is about HART protocol. What is the benefit of digital signal in HART protocol when analog 4 to 20 milliampere is already available? Look friends, it is a very important question and you need to understand it. It is the basic of instrumentation. If we talk about HART protocol, in HART protocol, analog signals and digital signal both are used. Analog signal is nothing but 4 to 20 milliampere signal which we are measuring from any transmitter or any sensor, and this digital signal is superimposed at this analog signal. But this 4 to 20 milliampere signal is not disturbed. Now what is the advantage of using this digital signal? By using this digital signal we can get its configuration. About its LRV, URV and its health. We can check at controller side, or we can check by using HART communicator. So this is the major advantage of using HART protocol. We can calibrate any type of transmitter by using HART protocol or HART communicator, because we can get its configuration, we can get its LRV, URV and other information. So HART protocol is very important. It is the heart of instrumentation. So friends, that was our video. Thanks for watching the video. For more instrumentation videos, subscribe to our channel today. Thanks for watching the video.